Oh god. Hello to Twitch as Cook is typing as loudly as possible. He has taken over the trend category in that matter. Welcome one, welcome all to D&D with the Enders campaign. I hope you all are doing well. I know I am. So, two things before we get started today. Firstly, you might notice that we are missing a member. So, Aiden, aka Tren, will not be joining any of our campaigns in the future that I'll be streaming. This was an agreed upon choice between the two of us to keep things less difficult than they were. So he has officially dropped out of this campaign permanently and will not be joining for future campaigns. Although, I don't know if Fraz is going to stream Saturday's campaigns. He may, and then you might be able to go check his channel out. But I will no longer be in Saturdays either. And that's basically the second thing. Third thing, actually, in this case, is because of the fact that one of our members is slightly sick, we're only going to be doing a shorter session today. Also because the DM is trying to get laid on his birthday and has a couple takers suddenly. So, we're going to see how things go. Because if anything, I am selfish for my own, So, last time we left off. Vasul, do you remember what happened last time we left off?
Talk about it. I want to talk about the only hope of my people being slaughtered.
So, last time we left off...
Not just slaughtered, he was turned into the world's largest and weirdest looking pancake.
Mate, you're just basically telling him that Obama was crushed before the election started. Like, that's not cool, bro.
Pancake.
So, last time we left off, the party had finally decided to travel to the Crimson City. And upon arrival, they had ran into a few Darklings, unfortunately. After a small fight ensued where more annoyance and hilarity than actual problems, as the only thing they had to worry about was one of them accidentally critting and confirming and killing one of them, which would have been the best story ever if that had happened.
Not only that, Philbin was actually fucking useful.
True. The party managed to wipe the Darklings and found what was actually a simple portal to walk through, and when it was dispelled, turned into a solid block of glass.
I weighed 1 million pounds.
Over 1 million pounds. This thing was massive. It was basically going from an easy portal to walk through into a cork, because they're idiots.
We got it out, though.
With the help of Caspian, who joined them last session, the party managed to remove said cork and set it to the side, Caspian deciding to making it slightly sentient and obeying his command to basically fall on anybody that comes within 100 feet of him with any sort of... actually, just in general, anybody who comes within 100 feet of him, with the assumption that anything that came around would have been a monster. Unfortunately for the party, the Blackguard, the mercenary company that the Enders group, or the Black Rabbit company, merchant company, had ran into prior, was coming to help. And due to poor timing, that big hunk of glass that was over 1 million pounds fell and slammed and killed not only the entirety of the mercenary company, but on top of that, managed to kill the first and last king of the Loxodon people. And the only Loxodon to have access to all of the known locations of the current Loxodon people.
Devil, look who joined the chat.
Upon this crushing, Wolf joined the Discord and came to hang out with us while he listens in the background. Upon the crushing... in the morning, when the realization of what happened hit Caspian, knowing full well that he fucked up, he decided instead to lift the glass, open a portal, and taking the bodies with him, vanished to some far-off area. After which, we ended session. Outside of session, two things happened, and we'll be going into that today. Firstly, as a last minute note, Aiden himself was dismissed from the company at the realization of not needing him, and Vosk gave him one last instruction and offered him a small payment of gold in offer. Vosk, how much are you setting that bounty for? I don't think we talked about it.
Let's do. I'm gonna do 4,000 alive, 3,000.
3,000 dead. Okay. So, with Voss's last confirmation, sending to Aiden to set out a bounty for a man with a permanent scar in the location that Caspian got from the sword. He had him go and post the bounty with the Merchant Guild. Now, this will take a while to distribute. However, they will be on the lookout for it. Yes, Voss?
Yeah, no. I'm sad I can't set up my business yet, but that's for later.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you guys are now, as we come back, you are standing in the early morning, the sun having just risen, the warming of the world coming together. It is still midsummer. You are still at least 2 years from the Monsters campaign out. The day is somewhat cool, cloudless skies. The dew evaporates quite quickly. And as you all bear the shock of what happened, we come back to session at the entrance to the Crimson City cave.
Fuck!
Fuck!
What would you all like to do?
Well, first, saying fuck. I think that was pretty obvious.
That's okay. As you look down at where the glass is now laying, and there are no bodies in there anymore, there's just a bunch of blood and guts squirted about that are still smeared on the glass.
Okay, we're never trusting a short person again.
Hey, wait a minute. Now hold on.
I'm talking shorter than you, boss.
Fair.
It wouldn't. I don't think it would be because you teleported way too far away. If I'm right, Caspian.
Also, Vasul has rolled to cry.
Oh, okay. You rolled to Vasul. You successfully managed to start crying.
You weep openly.
Don't worry, buddy. We'll get him eventually.
We'll find him, and second thing that's happening, I think we all can agree on this. Next time we see that bastard, we're killing him.
Oh, way ahead of you.
Let's just get the job done.
Let's go in here and do your little quest for the almighty beast of time. Praise be.
Maybe if you do well, you'll give you the info you want.
Alright. Let's go find Naza.
Well, Naza's not here. You're talking about we're finding.
Sorry, we've gotta find Adara. That's who we're trying to find.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're trying to find the queen.
Now, Fulman, give Vasul a torch. He still can't see in the dark.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Vasul's helmet. Does it have any embellishments on it that seem to have been originally separate and just built into it?
No.
I have rivets.
Yeah. What are you referring to specifically?
Like a gemstone, a separate plate that wouldn't just make the entire thing light up.
There aren't. Vasul, are you wearing any special armor? I can't remember.
I have I have a helmet on. I mean, like if you.
He has the
there's,
armor
like,
of the
rivets.
He has the armor of the what?
The white Luxodon. Maybe that.
Uh,
I don't
So
know
yes,
how it looks.
so his armor, he would have a gemstone at the center of it, looking like that. It's not really a gem; it's a piece of ivory from the first Loxodon King.
All right, when we get in there, that's gonna be lighting up.
Okay.
Oh, you're casting light on it.
On only that little piece of ivory.
Okay, keep that in
I'm
mind.
Iron Man.
Okay, as you head into the cave,
Note, I have to have you bend down to do this because I'm short.
I'm gonna kneel down for you when time comes. Not bending over for you.
his Vasul still crying in the background. So as you guys are standing at the entrance to the cave, do you head in?
Yes, and Voss leads the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Take up the back.
Okay, so Vasul standing in the back with the light on his helmet, lighting the way above everyone's head. The cave lights up fully and clearly. As you walk in, you come to the entrance, or you come to the exit of the cave, and almost immediately this massive city opens up. Now, it's massive by human standards. Voss, you've seen the drawings of Dragon's Gate and the drawings of the capital of the Dragonborn lands. This city is definitely not nearly as big, but compared to most of the cities in the Isle of Man, this looks to be a pretty good-sized settlement at one time. Looking around, you see a few markings on the walls here and there. One you all clearly recognize in very, very bad common and written plain language says Welf was here.
Ah.
Mm.
I've heard of him.
And
Did he originally own that leather bag you have?
Yes.
as it says, this was Welf's on it.
Yes, indeed.
As you look around, the town is in decent condition. Looking about, you see the city itself kind of seems to kind of expand out further and further. You're looking down what looks to be the main road. The architecture itself, a mixture of human and either gnomish or maybe dwarvish, looks a bit older. Voss, you can go ahead and give me a history check if you want to try and figure out how old the Crimson City is. With advantage, since you have stone cunning, I believe.
I know immediately because of historical knowledge.
That's true.
I would just know.
So this city is around, you'd guess, almost 1,000 years old, and was created in the defense against a giant dragon half-born, supposedly, that had decided to take up residency in this town at some point. Causing a massive mold earth to basically enclose it and eating or killing all of its inhabitants. The city supposedly, or you recognize immediately, does go down 5 more levels underground.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love this archaeologist feature. It's so good. Alright. I will lead to start exploring the first floor.
Okay.
Using my high perception to look for anything that moves.
So I'm going to mention, first off, most of the buildings are kind of busted up, from what you can tell. Now, while they're in decent condition, like they are standing, you can tell the wood roofs have all caved in long ago. And definitely are not... okay.
Not stable.
Yes. Sorry, I was reading something to make sure I was correct in my description. So yeah, as you look around, most of these buildings, the towers or the walls are pretty stable, but the roofs have definitely caved in, and you can see where a lot of the wood has been eaten away by like termites and other insects. But 2 buildings do stand out. One, which is looks to be a tavern of sort, as you recognize the sign is a crimson skull with a yellow crown above its head. No real information is known about this tavern. It's not really famous or anything that you can recall historically. But the building, you definitely can immediately tell this building's been here longer than the city has. By the looks of it, you'd know about immediately it'd be about 1,500 years. That this building stood, and the roof is made of what looks to be some sort of like copper-like material, and still is in very good condition. In fact, the building looks like it hasn't aged. The second building is what looks to be a shop of sorts.
It's that one.
Oh, hold on. I have a plan.
From what you can see from the entrance, just looking off to the side, being on your right side wall as the tavern faces it to the left. You can see what looks to be like iron bars on the window. The glass still intact and quite colorful, in fact, as it has multiple color and designs into it. The magic shop doesn't have a sign on it, but you can see a bunch of potions in the window that are available for sale, and are fully available. And then further down, you'd guess about 4 or 5 blocks down the road, you can see a stairway that goes underground by the looks of it.
So I have a magic item that I need to evolve. I need to evolve by using. So I'm going to use it here. It's a coin. I'm going to flip it.
Mm-hmm.
A 1. I'm going to roll a d4. A 1 or a 2 will be magic shop. 3 or 4 will be tavern first.
Okay.
That's a 4. Tavern first.
Okay. So
I need to use this thing because I need it to evolve eventually.
that's true.
Right now it doesn't do anything.
Okay. Alright. So sorry?
And if anything looks unstable, I'm going to use mold earth to prop it up when we're going in.
Okay. So I need you all to give me a how are you walking through this town?
I'm slowly leading the front while using my high perception to look for anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I'm in the middle, and I will activate my detect magic ability from my race to ensure that no sudden trap spells launch on us without me being able to warn somebody.
Smart. Okay.
I'm trying not to make noise.
Okay.
As he quietly sobs.
Yeah. Vasul, why don't you go ahead and start with a stealth check real quick,
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
and don't roll
Alright.
unless I ask you to. By the way, Voss.
Okay.
Disadvantage to stealth, by the way.
Well, I don't think you're doing a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, we're not trying to move stealthily, we're trying to move carefully.
Alright, and then Falbin, I will say there is magic coming from the magic shop, but there are no, you don't sense any trap spells anywhere nearby.
I'll keep the concentration up on it for the 10 minutes.
Okay. And then...
As we move out, keep it safe.
Okay. And then Voss, give me a perception check.
I actually beat my passive with a 25. Wow, okay.
Alright, okay. So, I'm gonna message you something real quick, Voss. Let me make sure I send it to you.
And I'm assuming Fulben would feel the subtly much denser magic off of my body, right?
No.
No? Not at all? Interesting.
Most likely because I'd be acclimated to your magical aura.
Always worried when he's sending me something.
We always should be.
Oh! Interesting. Like, how far away? Or are they just everywhere?
Wait,
Oh no. Oh. Have they noticed?
No, they haven't noticed you.
And where are they?
They're all about. You've got ones that are multiple blocks away from you, some that are within a block of you. None seem to have noticed you yet. I will mention they all commonly wear the armor with Adara's crown on it, which you would know what that is given your history background.
I'm gonna look at Fulben. So, how would you deal with 7 to 9 groups of whites moving in groups of 3? Because they are everywhere.
I think Falbin's messaging me sometime, is he? No, he's quiet. Give him a minute.
no, I had to run to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. No worries. Take your time.
Okay, repeat that for me real quick.
How would you deal with the groups of 3 whites? I mean, they're surrounding us because they're everywhere. How would you deal with this?
Groups of what?
Whites.
Oh,
To give you a visual, so that way you can see it, because maybe you're not familiar with whites. Allow me.
I'm partially familiar, but still.
That's what a white looks like.
Yeah.
I remember they're not overly powerful, but there's a lot of them. So, what's your play?
Our best bet? Not be seen, or if they don't see us as a threat, don't become a threat.
As Voss casually holds his divine sword.
See that? That's very threatening.
I'll just use it. Sure.
Let's just get into a building for a moment. How many whites did he point out to me?
7 groups of roughly 3.
Yep.
So there's about 21 of them. And the cave itself looks very sturdy. It doesn't look like it's falling apart in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Alright. Okay.
Into the tavern.
Yeah, let's go in.
Okay, 1 second. 1 sec. Alright. Sorry, someone's pinging me. Okay. Into the tavern. Alright. As you walk in, you immediately
It's filled with
see,
whites.
no. There are a bunch of what looks to be humans sitting around having a drink. As you kind of look and as you walk in, you count 4 of them. Each of them carrying a long sword, a short sword, and a heavy crossbow. You don't recognize their armor, but they all are definitely living. And they're just enjoying a nice drink.
And are any of them are they giving off any strange magic? Because detect magic, I'm guessing, would still be going for right now.
No. They don't even seem to have magical items, and they do not seem to be magical themselves.
Huh.
Oh.
And they are all wearing split mail, just as a comment.
Falbin looks a little shocked, but rolls with it.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll get a drink. Where's the bartender at?
You don't see one.
Oh, this is
Is
sad.
there a full bar?
Yep, there's a full bar, tables, a piano. As you look around, the building's well taken care of, in fact.
Walking over to the bar, getting on a stool, and seeing if a server suddenly appears.
As you go sit down, a server does suddenly appear. A ghostly man with a very voluptuous mustache, slightly balding head, hair on the sides, but none on the top. Wearing what looks to be a simple butler's outfit, if you will, and, just cleaning glass. And he just kind of looks at you and goes, Can I assist you? I have not had a half-elf in my bar in a long time.
A nice, just, pint of ale. There's a billion whites outside.
Yes, those are the dead from the Great Battle.
And we gotta go deeper.
I don't want to know about your personal experiences, good sir. As he starts to pour, you see the ale pour. Interesting enough, Voss and Vasul, all you see is suddenly a glass is floating in the air, and and a strange brown bottle is being poured into it.
I guess I'll sit down with him.
As each of you sit down, suddenly the barkeep appears, and he looks at you, and goes, "Ah, a dwarf and a loxodon. Haven't seen your lot here in a while." As he hands Falbin the drink.
Falbin starts sipping slowly.
How may I be of assistance to you, younglings? He smiles.
An ale for me as well, please.
He nods and he starts to pour one.
I would like one after you hand one to my friend Voss.
Loxodon brew or human brew?
Loxodon brew, please. I'd like to try that.
All right, and he kind of you see him pour Voss a drink or another ale, from the same bottle as he does Falbin, and then he reaches down into under his bar and pulls out what looks to be a very long tusk. It's very wide and somewhat see-through, having this strange, almost green-like liquid. And as he goes to pour, he kind of tips it up. This thing's a good 5 feet long, and he tips it up into a glass and hands it to you, Voss, or Vasul, and goes, "From the finest of Loxodon brewers. Your people are truly well known for it, though I hear there's not many of them left."
No, a bunch of them got
Yeah.
crushed outside the cave.
Only one, but still.
Oh, there's still plenty down below.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh.
I figured
Like
that's.
alive or dead?
I figured that's why you lot were here. Were you not here to find the lost Loxodon tribe of the great, what's he called? I think you lot would call him Hero of Time or Time something. I don't know.
Beast
Well,
of Time?
That
Damn.
thing, yes.
Well, now I am.
Yeah, although I will
Originally,
warn.
we were sent here
Oh,
trying
yes.
to find the Queen Adara.
Quiet.
Queen Adara, she might be down there. I haven't seen her in quite a while in these parts. But, to be fair, when you're stuck in a bar, you don't see much if it doesn't come in.
This Falbin really out here giving out all of the information, not knowing if the guy is truly.
I'm gonna run detect evil and good.
Okay, well,
Actually, wait, I can't run that. Never mind.
I was
Sadly.
gonna say, with your, spell, yeah. So, with, so, Falbin, as you're kind of looking these guys over, or saying this, you do notice the veterans are definitely paying attention to you a lot. I mean, given it's a Loxodon, a half-elf, and a dwarf just walked into a bar. You're a fucking punchline.
It sounds like a fucking joke.
But, he looks, they do seem to be looking at you a lot, but they don't seem very intent on doing anything.
So, can I see this too? Because my
Yeah, it's pretty clear they're eyeing you guys.
my friends, how can I help ye?
The human sitting next to Falvin kind of pushes his glass to the side. Small glass with a little bit of brown liquid in it, and he looks over at Voss and goes, "Friends? Friends of dwarves. Yeah. As much as we're friends to the High King, we're as much as we're friends to the dwarves."
Oh, no.
Don't bring that.
That damn bastard screwed everything up. What do you want?
I'm just wondering why you're staring us all. Just a scholar from a neutral faction.
You're a Loxodon, a dwarf, and a half-elf.
Yes.
I know, we're an excellent punchline.
Yeah. And most of us haven't seen any mortal beings walking through these parts in a long time.
Oh, well, you would have missed it. There would have been a whole armada outside if someone hadn't used the glass wall to fucking crush them.
Caspian. Entertaining fellow.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
He's been here before.
Huh? By the way, what'd you say your names were? What did you say your names were?
I'm Vasul.
Falbin.
Valvin and Dwarf, what's your name?
Voss.
Interesting. Alright. And he goes back to sipping his drink.
Fair enough.
Alright. As you down your drinks, I mean, they taste pretty good. They're aged quite a while. They're definitely not a traditional beer, but taste great.
Decent ale.
Yeah. So, what would you like
How
to do?
much before we spend
Huh?
to look at the beer?
Say again?
I'm asking the bartender for how much before we leave.
He's gone. He vanished.
I leave a gold tip just to be safe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess with the gold tip left, that we'll go to the magic shop.
Alright. As you go to exit, heading out, I assume, Voss, you're leading the group?
Yep.
Okay. As you walk out, you do notice the whites are definitely now watching you. They haven't come closer, but you can definitely notice they're watching you a lot.
They're not attacking, and that's fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
Whites, this quantity, we can't fight. Let's just be friends. This works.
I'll wave at them as I walk by.
Is
Hello.
it time to go to the magic shop?
Yeah.
As you kind of walk past, ignoring them, they all don't seem to have much magic to them, as what you kind of notice. if Falbin, from what you can tell, these are either freshly made whites, or they still think they're alive.
So they haven't accepted their undeath, therefore making them true whites. They're
Meaning
weakened.
we're not that worried because they're probably not going to attack us right now.
Not unless we attack them. We treat them as people.
They are all in the shape of humans, and they're definitely all wearing Adara's armor and sigil. But as you lot kind of walk out, they do watch you, but they continue their patrols and walking around, ignoring you. None of them seem to come near you lot. And as you
we're the diseased ones. Got it.
As you kind of head over, you see the magic shop now seeing in its full design. Whereas most of the buildings in the city are made of this like almost yellowish brick color, which looks like a mix of the local mineral mud and like stone. This building is made of blackened bricks that seem to almost meld together. The windows, again, being very colorful, having different designs and shapes in them. You see potions of all shapes and sizes and unique designs in the windows, and then iron bars also guarding the windows. The door itself is a heavy iron door from what you can immediately tell.
Is it locked?
When you go up, do you go up to test the knob?
Yeah.
All right, as you walk up and go to kind of pull it, it's got a good weight for it. Give me a strength check, please.
Not enough legs, just a strength.
Yep, just strength.
I mean, that's a 17.
Yeah, as you go to kind of pull the handle down and pull out, immediately it pulls. It definitely grates against the dirt and moves the dirt itself that was in front of it. It looks like this door hasn't been opened in a long time. And the bell kind of dings. And as it does so, it takes a moment, and the shop suddenly as it opens up, it goes from being completely pitch black inside of it to all the candles lighting up almost immediately, with a blue light causing kind of a slightly eerier shop design. But you see weapons mounted on the wall. You see a rather large Loxodon skull. Almost the size of an elephant. The only difference is to the keen eye observer, and mostly Vasul at this point, with the others not having experience with Loxodons as much, is that there are no elephants. The tusks are thicker and typically shorter. Loxodons' tusks tend to grow really long the older they get. Plus they have a bigger forehead than an elephant, because they have a larger brain capacity. This one definitely looks to be a massive Loxodon at some point that lived. And sitting in the center of this single room, you do see a doorway behind the desk in the center of the room, where a little red rug is in front of it. You see a little, like for a second, it looks like almost like an ashtray, like a golden ashtray, and then as soon as the lights click, or the blue light clicks on, this strange purple fire kind of emanates from it, and a blue skull appears with a little emerald gemstone in the center of its head. And it opens its mouth and begins to speak, and goes, "How do you do? Welcome to the Emporium of Crimson. How can I help you, good sirs? I see a Loxodon. Haven't seen your kind in a while." As he looks up at the skull, he goes, "Last one I met, he was headhunting, if you will." As he giggles to himself.
That's funny.
I want to point out, before I say anything, this is giving me eerie vibes to the last magic shop I entered, where Snicknesh almost died. And, I'm not having a good time thinking about that.
Falbin, your spell would still be going at this point. Remind me what your spell is again?
Detect magic.
Let me
It'd
read...
be going off entirely.
Let me read that spell real quick, just to get the specific, to make sure. I know what 3.5 is. I highly doubt it changed, but you never know. So you can actually have aura around any visible creature or object. So yeah, the room is definitely going off in magic. Like there's so much that it's becoming a little harder to read what types of schools of magic they are from all the items that are and potions in the room. But the skull, it has an aura that is so thick that it almost makes you want to vomit from it. It is necromancy, the school of necromancy, and this creature is very powerful.
Falbin will give a slight bow and try and act as professional as possible, being a merchant and appreciating the hustle.
Ah! The skull goes, ah! One of the half elf peoples. I used to fuck one of you.
That's not surprising. We can be very promiscuous when we wish to be.
Yes. It was a young lady. What was her name? I can't remember her name. She was some sort of dark, menacing creature. Who knows? Who cares? Elven, half elven. I don't know. She's really old now. Heard she knew a gem dragonborn or something like that somewhere, but who knows? How are you doing? How can I help you?
I'm looking for things to study, possibly to help me be a better merchant, and whatever else I can get my hands on that'll assist.
I can help you study something.
Can I roll history to see if I know what this thing is?
Sure.
I don't need any teaching.
23.
You just trying to figure out what this creature is?
Yeah, what is it?
It's a demi-lich.
Okay.
So demi-liches, for the viewers who don't know, are basically I'm gonna do the display so you can see it. There you go. So a demi-lich is basically a creature who, how do I put it? So the immortality granted to a lich really just does last a long time. Demi-liches though only contain a fragment of a lich's malevolent life force. Kind of just enough so that if it's disturbed, these remains will rise into the air and assume a wraith-like form. They are a lich failure, if you will. Because, in a sense, in my world, it's someone who didn't succeed to become a lich. They only managed to become a demi-lich, basically securing their soul to an object, but not the immortality of their body. And they are stuck, as a sense, almost like a genie, if you will, to an object.
Okay.
So I'm assuming this demi-lich is bound to the ashtray.
Yes, that would be the assumption, because that's where it's emanating from. Yeah. So demi-liches are a little different in my world than what is traditional demi-liches. But the creature waits for Falbin's answer.
I don't need tutoring in the ways of betting. I had an excellent teacher with that already.
Ah, you do carry my old book. Well, not mine, one of my students' books I see there. As if a skeleton could smile, it grins.
Yeah, it's brought me nothing but problems so far, but if it ever turns into something useful, I'll have something useful.
Oh, it is he looks at you and goes, it is an artifact. It can become exalted at some point.
Yeah, the problem is if it just gets more cursed as it goes. So far, it just keeps saying huge in my head repeatedly.
I mean, I could, if you really wanted me to, I could remove the thing from you if you really felt like it.
It might
not that
be
hard.
worth doing eventually.
But would you like? I'm more than happy to train you in the great arts of magic.
Well, that'd be interesting. I am trained as a bard with a few books on person to study as I grow. I do have a natural sorcerer heritage, but
You look like one of those failed type of adventurers. One of those types who never had a chance. I'd be willing to teach you how to take that to your advantage.
I may just take you up on that. Just don't take me for every gold I've got.
Won't cost you a penny. I don't really have a value for money, as you can clearly see from my situation. As the skull kind of spins around. However, if your big friend there wants to sell his head when he dies, I'd be happy to mount it on a wall. No, not assuming you die now, but of old age of some sort. I love to collect the big Loxodon. They're a beautiful art piece. This one I'm actually planning to get bejeweled eventually. Yes, it's a respect to the man that he was. Good, strong Loxodon. Led his clan well. Amazing man. Unfortunately, he did pass due to both old age and many wounds he took in battle. He managed to slay a Yuan-Ti king in single combat. That was no joke.
An icon to live by, it seems.
Truly,
Oh.
you white Loxodon
You know
are
what?
rare.
If he Fulvin looks at Voss and Vasul. What do you think? It's not a bad deal.
I mean, what we'll get out of this?
Sure, I guess.
The Demi looks at you and goes, "Ah, well, then if you do, let me know. Or have one of your friends deliver your body to me. I'll make sure it's buried in the traditional Loxodon manner of the old ways, as much as I imagine your people may have lived. Well, what year is it? I've lost count."
I recite the year to him, as well as the most recent events.
Huh,
The God War.
my bet was off. Fuck, I'm gonna owe that asshole money. Oh, God.
Oh,
If he's alive, you gotta remember, you might have outlived him.
Oh, no, I can tell you I didn't outlive him, because he's linked to your friend there, as he kind of nudges his chin towards Voss.
oh, why would you make a bet with him?
He was a good friend of mine when I was a young man. Very stupid decisions I made then.
He's not very nice now.
But yeah, I'll take you up on your training, sir.
He
God.
kind of looks over at Falvin and goes, "Fine, I just require you to sign a simple contract to make sure that you won't use the magic I teach you against me or any of my disciples. Had that happen once, don't want it again. Also,
Is there a
something
clause in there if the other disciples try to kill me if they don't also have this in their contract?
they all sign the same contract.
Alright, so they can't kill me. Got it.
Would-
But
no,
I'm-
they can
that's-
kill you.
Not with their magic.
They have to beat me to death, and I'm sorry, they have to get past you two to
No.
do that.
No, Cameron, they can kill you with magic. It just can't be the magic that he taught them.
This is fair.
Yeah, but you could do the same in return. So
Yeah. So,
It's fair enough.
this is fair. I enjoy this. This sounds like a good deal.
He smiles and goes, "All right, I'll have the paperwork out." He goes, suddenly a pen starts floating and he starts writing a document. He goes, any of you others like to learn from me?
Not exactly learning magic, but do you have any, gear that I could perhaps procure?
Of your size? Other than the skull. I can grant you his memories if you'd rather.
Oh,
That might be interesting.
You know,
Did he know his way around the caverns?
I don't know. I only knew of his exploits. I did not know of him personally.
I'll take you up on that offer. I'll take his memories.
Okay. That will cost you, and he looks, 1/3 of your lifespan.
oh, oh.
You
Well,
know, I don't think that's worth it. I'm sorry to say.
Hey,
interesting. What would my price be if I took the deal for it?
same thing.
But but I don't.
Just take the deal. Take the deal.
You can't magically be aged.
He looks at you and goes, "Yes, I can see when you'll die. I mean, that's part of these two. Well, if I could point to them," he stops for a second. "I can't point to my own eyes, but you get the
I
point."
point to his eyes for him.
Thank you.
See, I'm a very useful assistant. I just am very shit at a lot of other things.
I can see that. Yes. No, I can see when you all die. I guarantee. And if you offer up your lifespan, I will guarantee you an earlier death. I can also tell you how you die, but that will take half your lifespan.
Huh.
Will that then change how we die?
Nope. I tell the
They just
accuracy
moved it up.
based on the deal.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm not interested in
I
that earlier.
specialized in the magic of death itself, and have unlocked most things from it.
That explains the order of the place.
Oh no, that's Fred.
Who's
Who?
Fred?
Oh, I have a Cyclops I kind of stole from a really angry dwarven smith. I kind of just bought his soul after a big battle, I guess, and now he's my assistant. He's downstairs currently.
I can't believe he's actually here.
Jerry!
I call him Fred. But who knows what his name was before? I don't ask. He doesn't talk much. Anyways, and he starts. He hands the contract over to Falbin and goes, "If you wouldn't mind signing there, forewarning, there will be a bit of a prick when you sign." And I mean that as in it pricks your finger. To be very clear, I had
It's
a weird
blood
guy
seal.
walk in.
I understand that.
Do you read it over?
Of course.
All right. One
I
moment.
was so waiting for him not to read it.
That would have been so funny.
I've had
You
players do
both
that.
would have killed me for that.
No, I would have left you first.
So I'm gonna say, give me an investigation roll while you're reading through this.
In question,
Alright,
is this
I will
technically
also
part
be
of
using a feature
business
for
deal?
this.
This is not part of a business deal because he is not making any sort of money off of this, and it's not being done with his company. So
I'm going to be doing something with this as well.
Okay.
I have Detective Intuition, which allows me to roll a d4 and add it to Investigation or Insight, so I'll be doing that.
Okay.
Will this be the one time you roll well? Come on. You got it.
Remember, you gotta roll in D&D Beyond. There you go. 14
That's
plus...
actually not bad.
Oh!
14.
18!
Alright, I'm gonna make him roll.
Is that a good roll?
mean, it's not-
Give me a moment. I just want to check something real quick. Make sure I've got the right stat. Yep. Okay. So he has to do that. Might not do it here. That doesn't count.
Deception?
That doesn't count because you guys couldn't see it. So let me re-roll it. You locked out. It does. As you read it, it does guarantee that you'll be giving up your entire lifespan to him
Does it tell me when I'll be doing that?
immediately upon signing.
You would just die upon signing it.
You know, this contract reads as though I'll be dying
Mm-hmm.
to learn your magic.
Everyone is.
Oh. I understand now.
I'm gonna have to say I can't do it then, because I have to be alive to help my friend here, Vasul,
I didn't say you wouldn't be living.
get on with his tasks. Yeah, but I wouldn't be me either. I'd be an undead.
You'd be like that dwarven king in what's that one city's name? Dragon's
God.
Dome.
No. No.
Did you hear his wife managed to turn him into an undead?
How
Ugh.
would he even know that?
This man knows a lot. You don't know who you're talking to. You have no idea who this dude is.
He's the god of necromancy, basically. Leave him be.
You have no idea who this dude is.
Can I roll to see if
But
I figure it out?
You can, but you'll be at
he's from
disadvantage.
prehistory.
You'll be at disadvantage because all you've got is a skull in front of you. So,
I have to say, I might come back here and take you up on this and then work in your shop for you once my adventure's done.
oh well, you know, I'll be here. As you can clearly see, I'm not going anywhere.
Or I can offer this. Well, we started up our own merchant company, and eventually we're going to need to have a nice place set up where we can have someone that won't steal from us keep an eye on the shop while we travel around.
Damn. The first roll was so good.
Oh gods. Yep.
If you wouldn't mind being
no idea.
moved from here,
He looks seeing us.
once we set up an actual storefront, it might be useful to have you being the one to sell.
It would, but I don't have an interest in you mortal beings to that level. Although there was if you can find, what was his name? Mizna? The guy who cuts people's testicles off? He passed by my city. He
Oh,
offered...
you know of the school?
Yes, you don't really... He signed on with me.
What's your
That's
name,
why he
friend?
castrates everyone.
We've introduced ourselves. What's your name, my friend?
Ah, you're not catching me in that trick. Listen,
What?
the last time a man figured out my name, he used that to his advantage against me. I'm good.
I'm gonna
Yes.
be honest. I don't know any magic that would give me any kind of advantage with that, and that's the complete and whole truth.
He smiles and goes, "You can call me Mr. Skull."
Oh, that doesn't help.
You're right.
You know what? We'll call you Sans.
I'm gonna be honest. I want your name
No.
taller.
I can tell you I was a silversmith, and that's all you're getting from me.
Well, now
Vasul,
you get to
please
look
stop
into
smoking
silversmiths
weed.
Not
Now you get to look into silversmiths that committed necromancy to the highest order.
It's more common than you think.
Honestly, the man who invented necromancy, he really didn't realize how popular it'd become. He should have really coined the fucking term. The skull looks at you a lot.
That shit.
Any of the magic. Do you realize how many people use magic missile?
I know, right? I wrote an entire book, and the only man that ever found it didn't even care to read it. He's like, no, fuck this, and then tossed it. Or he might still have it, I don't know.
What's the name of the book? If I ever come across it, I'll read it for you.
Ah, the Grand Lich's book.
That explains.
That sounds like
So
it'll
much.
kill me when I read it.
Will I get a decent history roll now that I know that shit?
No, that's not a well-known item.
But if I ever come across it, I will read it, even if it kills
I
me.
forgot. You told me who had the book and threw it away, and I don't remember.
Cameron knows, too. Cameron was in that campaign.
Yep, and I'm not stealing the secrets.
No.
But do you possibly have any better armor for me, or possibly an item to help me protect myself a little bit? Because I don't want to piss off the whites.
He investigates. He kind of looks you up and down. You can feel him using magic on you.
I keep a hand on the axe.
He looks at... Actually, the axe is what catches his attention. He looks and goes, interesting. One of my old inventions. The unholy power is still active. Huh. That's a fun spell.
Yeah, I got it. I got it in a good trade. I
Yeah.
only wanted 3 sheep.
Yeah, because it eats away at your lifespan. That explains why your lifespan's so short.
That explains so much.
Oh.
If you...
I'm scared to ask.
Oh, you got 5 years. He smiles. I'm not even gonna charge you for that one. Then you die.
good.
Then you will die. It reads here as he kind of suddenly pulls open. Suddenly a magic book appears in front of you. You all can see a clear picture of like Falbin in like really good shape, muscular, wealthy, and it reads and it goes. He dies to a red orc in his fantasy. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm guessing.
I know exactly what that means, and that means I need to discontinue a specific service.
I don't think that's what it means, good sir.
You never know what's
Fallen has a 1,000-yard stare.
That's. I think it means that you're gonna be killed when you finally achieve your goals. But if you want to assume that, hey man, you become celibate if you like.
Don't worry, dude. Just never achieve your life goals.
That's too late to be celibate. Too late for Fulvin.
You know what? This is more entertaining.
Achievement. I have a mercantile.
Yeah, you're on the right path.
Care.
The other path that you would have
care if I'm
taken
successful.
had 2 more years until you were dead. So you're doing better. As he kind of flips the page and looks at Voss and goes, you know what, I'm bored. This looks more entertaining. You die to a family friend, or family member. It doesn't really describe it well. It shows you're beheaded and your beard is shaved off. Dishonor on a dwarf, interesting.
Why would he do that?
And he looks over at Vasul and says, well, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't have a death listed.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Are you already dead?
I have no idea.
I can promise he's not.
I look at the skeleton. No, he had no necromantic magic coming off
Oh,
him. He could just be timeless.
Here it is, that's why. You're gonna die and someone's going to assume your position. That makes sense.
Wait, but that's what happened to me. Wait a minute. Not again.
Not again.
No. He looks at you, Voss, and goes, not that! No, assumes position, like he takes over who you are.
Oh, nice. Your body.
So he loses his body.
That's one translation. And he looks at you and goes, it's never specific in these books, I'm gonna be honest with you. This book of guaranteed death doesn't really, give me much besides vague ideas.
Well, nonetheless, can you tell me about this sword that I have, and I'll point towards my sword of the first blood mage.
You found my sword? Holy shit!
This is yours.
Wait, blood mage and a necromancer?
Huh.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
how do I get it out of dormancy? That's a great question to ask.
wait, it's dormant? When the
Yeah.
when the hell did it become an art of? Oh wait, I know when. Oh no.
He just found it on the floor.
He's like,
He found it on the
uh-oh.
floor in
What-
Corbin Lands.
What happens if I awaken this unholy power as well? That's concerning.
Oh, you'll probably die.
Oh, yours is already killing you. Don't worry. And he looks at Felvin and smiles.
Well, then would signing up with and getting undeath change that?
He opens the book, flips the pages again, and goes, that is a route. It's not clear on whether you'll live or die.
I can always dispel the enchantment. The offer still stands.
Oh, there's a cleric on the 3rd level that can do that as well. For free.
Yeah, I can do it right here if he really wants to.
Fair.
I don't really need the axe. Would you like to buy it back?
Sure. How much would you be willing to sell it for? I'll hang it up on a wall.
Make an item.
Uh,
Get a different item to use as a weapon.
do you have anything less cursed?
He actually takes a minute and says, depends. I've got 2 options for you. I can give one that is valuable to your people, or I can give you one that might save your life.
Baldwin doesn't
Oh.
over here.
I don't know my people. I'll take the one that can save
Or
my
I'll
life.
give you 15,000 gold pieces for the axe.
We already have money, Falbin. You don't need 15,000 gold pieces.
I
You
think
have
Falbin
the
needs his own cat. I think Falbin needs his own money.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I think he
spending
needs
more
to
money on
save his life more.
I'll take the one that can save my life.
He looks at you and goes, okay, give me one moment, as he goes flipping through his items.
Hunter, he can make money anywhere. I'd rather him stay alive.
You think he's gonna make money?
I don't know. It's possible.
once I get rid of the art of the deal, possibly.
Even before then, it was unlikely.
By the way, for a moment you hear Falbin whisper,
No.
I'll lean into it. I don't give a shit at this point.
The offer still stands. I will dispel that book. It is creeping me out.
Give me a moment. I will have to add this later, but I'm finding the item.
So
I'm ready to type it into my other possessions.
So this man does not know how to awaken his sword.
No, because it wasn't dormant when he last saw it.
It wasn't.
You know what that means, Hunter? No one knows how to awaken that sword.
Well,
That's not
actually,
true.
no. There is one thing that would know.
Yeah?
Legend lore.
Oh, yeah, a spell that none of us have right now. We gotta find some.
If Falbin gets up high to where he has 5th level spells, he
That's
gets
big
legend
if.
lore.
That's a big if, Chief.
It is.
That is a big if, but if it happens, I can legend lore shit once a day for free.
That's also a truth statement. Give me a moment. I'm still
Let's
looking
hope
for
that
it.
I accidentally awaken it. But if so,
I know, try feeding it off someone else's blood.
The soul, I'm your friend, don't touch me.
Falbin.
No, I like this.
I am already weaker than you, please no.
I like this.
I've already fed it 10
Okay.
HP.
He
points.
hands you a black staff. It's jet black. You can label the item as Cosmos. I'll know what it is. It is so. It's a smooth staff. Is crafted from a jet black stone. Staring into its surface reveals a shimmering, wavering star field with an occasional comet nebula or solar flare visible. It allows you to use the following spells. I'm not actually going to tell you what the spells are because you'll have to find out later. But I will add the item. I have it bookmarked. It's called the Staff of Cosmos, or just Cosmos works.
I'll put Staff of Cosmos.
Yep, it's a magic staff, so. And he goes,
Oh, that might actually be...
once you awaken the item, I will warn, it will be extremely powerful. And I also will warn, it gets irritated if you don't use it.
I have a feeling I may be using it a lot. I
like-
hand him off the axe.
He takes the axe and goes, alright. Well, as you kind of set the axe on the table, because you can't really hand it to a lich or demi-lich, it floats up onto the wall and you see a wooden mount up here. It says, the Crimson Bringer. And it just kind of sticks itself, and immediately it evolves into this really bloody, wicked-looking axe. And you see skulls hanging from it, from fallen people to the item. And you can suddenly sense a lot of unholy magic coming from it.
It just awoken. That's good.
Oh no, it's exalted now. Of course I wouldn't flame it when it was asleep, then it's not as pretty. Now if someone shows up, they'll pay for their soul for it.
Gonna assume you don't know how to awaken the sword of mine.
Oh, I do.
Do you? Interesting.
But it's probably gonna cost you a few years off your life.
His whole life, actually.
Depends on, yeah, if it's my whole life, I'm not down. But depending on how many years he wants.
He smiles and goes, "Yes, I was quite good friends with, well, he who shall not be named. Not hard to awaken."
Voldemort?
No, that man was a pansy.
Voldemort.
Also, to answer your question, young, what was your name, Loxodon?
I'm Vasul.
Your sword, how you awaken it? Here's my advice.
Yeah, his blood sword. Yeah.
There's two ways to open it. You can do it in a good way, or you can do it in an evil way.
Well, the sword's lawful good right now, if you want to know that.
Do you know that? Does Vasul know that?
Vasul would know it.
Okay.
He goes, my advice, if you're gonna awaken it in a good way, you need to do deeds worthy of that sword. I will tell you, blood magic gets a bad rap for what we did. Once you find out the true history, then you'll know how to awaken it and exalt it.
The true history of blood magic.
Okay, I have one last question, then we can get out of your hair, I guess. Unless these two want to purchase something as well.
He doesn't have hair.
I do not have hair, but I do have... And suddenly this long thing of green smoke appears above his head, long and wavy, and goes, I'm well known for my smoky appearance.
That's even better than hair.
Truly. How can I help
snap and use prestidigitation to
you?
replicate
He immediately
it.
counterspells and dissipates.
Oh.
He goes, cast a spell again in the shop and I'll kill all of you.
Won't happen again then.
Good.
You seem to know at least what's going on down below a bit better.
I know all that's going down below. I see everything.
Is the Queen Adara down there? Because that's who we came to get.
Mm.
And yes, before the other two even give him a look, Paulman looks at both of them, he can't move from here. He is probably one of the safest people who would probably kill us if we weren't even amusing him to ask.
I mean, I can make Logothus my bitch pretty much if I wanted to. But he's not worth my time. Anyways, your question about the previous queen?
Queen Adara.
What you seek is down on the 6th floor.
Look, we're in the right place.
Well, of course we are. We're sitting here knowing this was the right place. What do you mean?
I will say one thing. What you seek is not what you want, but what you need.
So we have to ignore our wants and go with our needs?
Man, that sounds cryptic. I like this. Let's go.
Also, you'll probably have to kill Feldman at some point, just as a comment.
Yeah!
I will prepare the ritual sacrifice.
Sorry, dude. I'm sacrificing you to the blood sword.
Wait, what?
Yes, if there'll be nothing else. The whites won't bother you out there, by the way. They are recently dead soldiers who unfortunately have yet to accept their death, so they're kind of stuck. As long as you don't do anything that they would consider unlawful, you should be fine. And should you choose to attack them, well, let's just say there's a lot more than you see.
Well, we counted 21, so I would guess that's why I said in the bar there's probably millions.
I mean, the time fornicators came through here. One of their battles actually ended up happening here. Many died, unfortunately. Many died, including one of my disciples. I'm sad to...
Well, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Skull.
Good to meet you, my fellow Loxodon.
Fellow?
Oh.
He's using it as a friendly term, not as he is Loxodon.
I was about to say.
If you need anything else, feel free. I will be here. Unlike that coward Zelm, I don't disappear.
I heard he died. Yeah.
Yes, it was quite unfortunate. He did get kind of, what do the kids say nowadays? Pimp slapped?
Eviscerated?
Oh, yeah, pimp slapped. That explains a lot.
Bitch slapped, sent through a wall,
He looks at you and says, "Oh, I should mention, by the way. Remember one thing." As he looks at Voss specifically.
Mm.
Just because you know who they are doesn't mean that the 9 lords are the only of the 12 that are still kicking around. And he immediately dissipates back into his little ashtray.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I leave him just a gold piece as well, like, on the counter.
The gold piece immediately melts.
Like just melted.
It melts and dissipates.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
mean,
I tipped for information, at least.
A tip that he said he didn't need. He said he didn't need gold.
And suddenly Falbin notices one of his teeth are now gold.
Wow. This dude.
That's
stupidest
amazing.
Stupidest man on the planet, I swear.
Interesting man. I mean, I'm not gonna take my chances doing anything. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
let's
I think it's
leave.
time to leave. You know, I was.
As you all head out the door kind of shuts behind you of its own accord. And you suddenly, as you kind of look back to look at the thing at the door, you see a little sign that says, "We'll be back in 5 minutes for lunch." And a padlock has appeared.
You know,
let's
I
go.
didn't think he had to eat, but I'm guessing he might have scraped some time off the end of our lives.
Why would he do that? We never made a deal.
I mean, a few minutes most people wouldn't notice, so...
Potato.
You have to make a deal with someone for them to activate magic that powerful, typically.
Typically.
You did sell him my head after I died.
I asked if you wanted to.
Yes, and as fair trade-off, Falbin, when you die, I take your head.
I accept this.
I mean, what do you want with a half-elf? I don't want to know. Alright, so as you are standing in the middle of the road,
Just make sure to get it stuffed.
Yeah, no, not gonna be stuff. Different character, different ritual.
the whites kind of that have been eyeing you seem to walk past you. The few that were patrolling up and down this road seem to ignore you and walk past you.
Time to go down a level.
Meaning time to finish the session.
Alright, as you lot go to the entrance, you hear a loud screech of what sounds of an elephant's horn blasting. And that's where we end today's session.
Is it coming from... Wait, before it ends, is it coming from deeper or outside? Because we have an elephant outside.
Deeper, my good sir. No, the elephant I will be talking about later. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. We will find out what that sound is next session.